Reflecting on the words of Eleanor Roosevelt, you gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you really stop to look fear in the face. You're able to tell yourself, I lived through this horror, I can take the next thing that comes along. Fear of change is very intimidating, but by learning new coping strategies, understanding what is to gain and lose, and embracing growth, we can more easily overcome fear. Today, I'd like to share with you how, thanks to the COVID pandemic, I was able to step out of my comfort zone, overcome my fear, and change my habits to lose 140 pounds, become a happier person with a better attitude, and salvage multiple friendships. I'd like to start out by giving you all a bit of background on my struggles with obesity through school, how I was able to overcome this issue, and what I learned from this. During my childhood, I had always struggled with being a bigger kid in comparison to my peers. It wasn't until I migrated here where my weight took a steep and fast incline. And of course, with that came my first experiences of being bullied. As a result, I struggled with low self-esteem at such a young age, became socially awkward, and with a short temper, it just wasn't a good mix. During my transition from elementary to middle school, I of course grew. I looked a bit more proportional. And during that time, I also grew a passion for basketball. This helped me had a very active summer, but despite having a very active summer, I struggled with my diet, which consisted of a lot of fast food. Despite this horrible diet, the only thing that was able to keep my weight at bay was basketball through my 7th and 8th grade. Thanks to this and being friends with the popular kids, my middle school experience was almost free of bullying. Going into high school is where I would say things went downhill. I started to have what I would call a broken home. My family went through a rough patch, and as a result, I found comfort in food. I bottled my feelings, I ate my feelings away, and gained about 60 pounds in my freshman and sophomore year. The bullying and teasing started again, but this one it was more intense. Looking back, I was like a ticking time bomb. Any comment, joke, or judgmental stare would send me into a rage, lashing out on the nicest people to me, my closest friends, and even my girlfriend at the time. Over the course of my sophomore entering junior year, I developed a mindset that found joy in being mean and putting others down, which of course consisted of the people previously mentioned. This cruel behavior ended my relationship, drove my friendships away, and left me alone. With the pandemic concurring globally, taking a break from school seemed like a great idea. Taking a break from the teasing and even seeing those people that I had driven away felt incredible. But really, the quarantine just intensified my feelings of loneliness and depression. After 2 months, the quarantine became too much. One night, as I was scrolling through TikTok, I came across a couple of twin brothers who just so happened to have a fitness page and were sharing their weight loss journey. Their story resonated deeply with me because it was similar to mine. I felt very motivated to try and turn my life around. I even convinced myself that this was a wake-up call and not just TikTok's algorithm. The following day, I did research on everything weight loss. I devised a plan that detailed workout routines, supplements, and even substitutes for the food and snacks I enjoyed. I started tuning into their workouts, going on hikes, kept a consistent and very aggressive calorie deficit, and drank copious amounts of water. Instead of self-loathing, I developed a mindset of self-improvement. After the first 6 months, I lost close to 40 pounds, and with that, I found myself being happier. Slowly, I began to reach out to friends that I had driven away because of my behavior, and I apologized. Through my actions, they forgave me, and of course, strengthened our friendships even more to this day. I learned a lot from this experience. What I learned is that while change is scary, it is essential to grow as a person. In order for change to happen, one must take accountability, accept change, and take an initiative. Today, I have shared with you how by stepping out of my comfort zone, I was able to lose 140 pounds, become a happier person with a better attitude, and salvage multiple friendships. In the end, by confronting and overcoming our fear of change, we have the ability to not only transform ourselves, but this will open up doors to endless possibilities that can lead to a more satisfying and happy life. As I bring this to a closing, I would like to leave you all with a couple of words from George Bernard Shaw. Progress is impossible without change. And those who cannot change their minds cannot change anything. Thank you.